Hi guys and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about cross-chain and omni-chain experience because I truly believe that this will be the next big trend. But what I'm really happy to say is that finally we are starting to see decent and great solution. We will talk about Radian Capital, we will talk about Stargate, we will talk about Router Protocol, and also about Sushi that is implementing just right now a great solution that is going into this direction. And that could be the solution to the many problems that we have seen into the last couple of weeks about bridges with something like 1.2 billions of dollars that are simply gone forever. So stay tuned because we will discuss about all of it. Just before to start, guys, let me say that this channel is about educational content and nothing has to be intended as financial advice. If you want to invest in anything, that's great, but always your research before. And guys, if you enjoy this content, don't forget to leave us a big thumbs up and drop a comment. It really means a lot to us and can really help us to grow. And that's the best way if you want to support us as a channel and also to help other people to retrieve this kind of content. And don't forget, guys, to check all the links into the description below where we are sharing our latest news and the different other channels that we are using because we are not only on YouTube but also on Twitter. We have also a weekly newsletter on Substack. Don't forget to subscribe to them in order to receive all the different news and updates. Okay, let's start immediately. So in the last couple of days, we had bad and good news. Bad news because it is undeniable that what we have seen, for example, with Nomad Bridge just the other day, another bridge that has gone under attack with something like $190 million, as you can see from here. But at the same time, just a couple of weeks before, we had Harmony with the Harmony bridge that has been acted, that has it is literally trying also to, at the end of the story, destroying the whole Harmony blockchain. If you want to know more about the situation of Harmony blockchain, you can check also my latest video about it into the link right corner here. Unfortunately, the whole story about the different bridges is not just started in the last couple of weeks because we had Ronin in March, we had also Wormhole in February, and the main point is that bridges are still a crucial part of the DeFi experience, but they are too weak. That's the reason why many different projects are starting to work into the direction of an omni-chain experience. So instead of having a bridge that is collecting all the money and it is just giving some kind of tokenized version of the token on another blockchain, we are seeing technologies that are trying to develop solutions that are based on a communication layer. So instead of having bridges, we are just using a layer zero, so a blockchain, a layer below the blockchain that you are using, that is used in order to send messages among different blockchains. So imagine that you are using Ethereum and you want to move your funds from Ethereum to, let's say, Avalanche. The layer zero, so the communication protocol, will simply send a message from Ethereum to Avalanche saying that the funds that you have on Ethereum will simply be moved on Avalanche, and everything will happen quite smoothly thanks to technologies like Layer Zero. We have been talking many times about Layer Zero. If you missed that video, I will leave also that link into the right corner here so you can go through. I will not spend so much money right now to discuss about the single technology because that's not the point. The goal of this video is much more understanding why this is becoming a big trend right now and how finally different kind of protocols are trying to use it. We have seen into the last month solutions like Stargate starting to use Layer Zero. Stargate is a solution that has been built on Layer Zero. It had received a lot of hype at the beginning. Also, you can check it from the price of the token of Stargate, even if after a big pump that made something like 5-6x in just a couple of days, we had a big dump of around another 90%. That's not so surprising. In the moment when there was so much hype, I was the first to say, guys, pay attention, because usually after this kind of big pump, we are seeing a big downtrend. And that's something that is perfectly normal. It doesn't mean that technology is bad or it is dying. but just the opposite. As you can see, in the moment when we are talking about Stargate, Stargate has expanded their services and you can use it directly from stargate.finance. But on the other side, also other technologies, other protocols are starting to use Stargate as a base layer to developing other solutions. And one of them is, for example, Sushi Swap, that has just launched their own DEX that will give you the opportunity to move tokens from a blockchain to another one, but also swapping them. For example, in this case, you are having the opportunity to move from any of these blockchains. As you can see, are the blockchains that are supported also by Stargate, because they are working with Stargate and Layer Zero together in order to deliver the best experience. You have just to select the asset that you want to move. Let's say that you want to move and swap ETH. You have to select the final destination, so on which blockchain do you want to send your tokens. Decide which token, because you can also change. That's the main difference from simply bridge. It's not taking your ETH, moving them into new blockchain, and most of the time just giving you a wrapped version. But in this case, you will have the opportunity to swap. For example, you want to receive Comp, that is the token of Compound. You can swap Ethereum on Ethereum, so Ethereum mainnet, to a Comp, for example, on Arbitrum. And that's something that is made possible by Stargate, Layer Zero, and all the technologies that are working into this direction. What I want to add is that, remember guys, the moment when we are talking about Layer Zero and Stargate, we are talking about Layer Zero, that is the technology, so the layer below all the blockchains that is enabling the communication. Stargate, it is just an application that can be used in order to develop other solutions and also to release the Stargate protocol. But there are also other technologies, other companies that are trying to develop their own solution that is still a communication protocol between different blockchains. In this case, we are having Router that is aiming to be something like Layer Zero, but on the other side, remember it also Polkadot, Cosmos, and all of these big blockchain hub are having their own intercommunication system that is enabling them, for example, to all the different blockchains that are part to the Cosmos hub to communicate one each other, giving you the ability to have a real Omnichain experience. And at the same time, the same is happening into the Polkadot ecosystem. Obviously, all of these solutions are still into a primitive stage, but we are seeing every day more solutions that are trying to use for real, as we have seen on Sushi Swap, that is giving you the ability to swap tokens. And for example, the same has been done by Router protocol that has been launching the Voyager, that is a protocol that, as you can see, is offering you an experience quite close to what we have seen on a Sushi Swap. You can use simply Voyager to move your funds to one chain to another, plus swapping them. In this case, for example, you can move USDT from Polygon on Binance Smart Chain, and in exchange receiving, I don't know, any kind of these tokens. For example, do you want to receive Axie Infinity? Great, you can. And that's the first step to give us a real cross-chain, omni-chain experience. Before just to close, I want to show you two different stuff. First of all, I want to show you the price action of Router that is also showing us how the interest around this kind of technologies is increasing a lot. As you can see, after the last big dump of Bitcoin by the beginning of May, the price of Root has gone down to 0.8. Right now, it is 5 times higher. It is struggling with this resistance level, as you can see here. This is the resistance. If we will be able to break it, it is quite possible to see the price of router protocol going up to 6.0 dollar, and that's the reason just trying to analyzing support and resistance area. In any case, always remember that we are still in a market condition. It is quite delicate and anything can happen. But what is really great to see is that there is a lot of interest, a lot of hype around this topic, and it's not anymore just about promises. In this case, we are not dreaming, we are for real using technologies that are enabling us to swap tokens and giving us a real omni-chain and cross-chain experience. Another protocol that has received a lot of hype during the last couple of weeks has been Radian Capital. That is a cross-chain money market, or at least that's the goal, because at this point, to be fair, is much more just a fork of guys that is another money market on Phantom. It has some nice addition. As you can see, there is the opportunity to loop, so increase the leverage of your exposure in the moment when you are using the money market. And as you can see, also the APR is simply insane. Just depositing and borrowing. So even if you are borrowing, you are paid into this moment because the APR is positive. So they are literally paying you to borrow their money. Pay attention that even if the APR is insane with numbers like 60% on USDT, we are having the opportunity to lock the token for another 500% and so on. The level of the APR is incredibly high, and that's for sure a good opportunity. But on the other side, remember that when we are seeing a so high APR, most of the time, sooner or later, a big correction into the price of this token will come, with the result that APR will simply will go down and will simply dump. That's also the reason why, personally speaking, I'm not a lover of this kind of incentive plans that are pushing so hard at the beginning. I prefer to see a protocol that is growing organically in a more sustainable way, because the risk of just attracting mercenary liquidity is quite high, and that's something that would be a shame, because on the other side, it is also nice what they are trying to develop. Here you can find a whole thread on how the Radian Capital is working to give you an omni-chain experience. Here you can find also the interface that is quite easy. You can decide to borrow USDC and sending them to a specific blockchain. And that's something that is really important, because giving you the ability to borrow, let's say, on Arbitrum, but receiving the funds, for example, on, I don't know, Avalanche, that's great. That's the kind of experience we need to become blockchain agnostic. It's not important on which blockchain a certain protocol has been built. It doesn't matter to which blockchain I'm connected. What I want as a user, and that's what will trigger the next big bull run, because it will empower much more people to use DeFi much easier, is having an agnostic environment where you can just do what really matters to you, that is supplying money, depositing money, borrowing money, yield farming, swapping or trading with leverage or whatever you're looking for from a DeFi protocol, without having to worry about on which blockchain you are. And that's something that is great, finally seeing protocols that are growing into this direction, offering a real service that is working with a real cross-chain technology. Obviously, we are still early, but that's great to see this kind of great signals. Guys, let me know what do you think about Radian Capital, Router Protocol, Stargate, Sushi, that are all implementing different solutions, and also how, for example, this will affect solutions like Rune and Torchain that are trying to solve the same problem but in a different way. Let me know it into the comment section below, because that's a topic that I truly believe will be the king for the next couple of months and probably even more. Guys, thank you for following me. Remember, if you enjoy this content, leave us a big thumbs up and drop a comment, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye guys.